The rise, fall, and resilience of Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan once epitomized Hollywood success, a child star whose charm and talent captured the hearts of the world. Unforgettable roles in box office hits, like The Parent Trap and Mean Girls, made her seem invincible. But behind all that glitz and glamour, her life was in chaos. But as Lindsay came into her own, the pressures of stardom, personal demons, and unrelenting media attention started to wear and tear. The result was a downward spiral into a series of scandals, legal troubles, and personal battles. Today, her story is a cautionary tale about the highs and lows of celebrity culture, a journey which began so promisingly, only to spiral out of control. Since her childhood, Lindsay Lohan was pushed into the spotlight. Born in Long Island, New York, at a tender age of 3 years, Lindsay started modeling. She was considered one of them when she began the starring role for The Parent Trap. But everything about Lindsay was pretty far from reality, with some big tinsel pictures. Her family described reports of a marred relationship for her parents, filled with constant and bitter fights for money, while the pressing pressure to make it big under Hollywood's silver lining made living almost a part of hell in her life. In her teenage years, Lindsay had started to become the most promising face of her times as she garnered big film titles, but some serious signs of breaks started to reveal by way of separation between her disintegrating life into blurring lines drawn between her life, personal and professional, which thereafter set the platonic platform of troubles in life in the times to come closer. The first on-record big run-in with the law for Lindsay came in 2007, one of a string of tumultuous years in her life. First off, she had been arrested for driving under the influence after running her Mercedes over in Beverly Hills. 2 months later, she was arrested on counts of driving under the influence and possession of cocaine. If that wasn't enough, Lindsay had reportedly fled the scene of the accident. An out-and-out shocking arrest sent shockwaves to her fans and throughout the industry, back to back. This girl, who had epitomized the bright future of Hollywood, was now a staple of police reports and tabloid headlines. Her mugshot would become one of the most infamous in any celebrity case to date, inciting a media frenzy that would follow her around. The fascination of people in Lindsay Lohan's life reached a new high when the beginnings of her legal troubles started ruling the headlines. The paparazzi were seen thronging everywhere, capturing every slip and controversy. These sad life experiments of hers have turned some sort of nighttime entertainment through late-night talk shows and massively distributed tabloids that mock her arrests, rehabilitation periods, and courtroom appearances. Lindsay's life just became one long public drama. Every trivial bit of the particulars surrounding her life was used to have something in discussions. It was as if the industry, after she started losing her star power, was more anxious for scandals about her than her talents. And all this chaos, because of their personal and wild coverage, made it even more difficult for Lindsay to take back control of her life. Lohan was treated a record 6 times from 2007 to 2013 in rehab facilities, and all were highly publicized. Speculations by the reporters were rife if she got better or fell right back into addiction. Many times, even trying to get clean, Lindsay would land right into the same groove of addiction and legal problems, out of which the media would just not let her go. Often, nights clubbing would follow on the heels of rehab, adding to the thought that Lindsay wasn't changing after all. Behind the scene, Lindsay had to fight not only her addiction, but the huge pressure of living for what she used to be. Obviously, her way to recovery was not an easy one, but she had to fight with uphill. In 2011, Lindsay Lohan had yet another legal problem. She had been found guilty of stealing a $2,500 necklace from a Los Angeles jewelry store. She was sentenced to 480 hours of community service. But it wasn't long before Lindsay wasn't taking her sentence seriously. She had been accused of dodging several hours, and more often than not made her appearances at the Women's Center, where she had been assigned, seem more like a publicity stunt than some kind of penance. When the time to review her progress in front of the court came about, it became crystal clear she had not fulfilled her requirements, and thus another arrest warrant was issued for her. The controversy furthered the story of a star who couldn't get out of her own way. While Lindsay was fighting her legal issues, her once hot career started to fall apart. Directors and producers became gun-shy about hiring her, as she would show up erratic and sometimes not at all on sets. Films that headlined her during this period, such as I Know Who Killed Me and Liz and Dick, were badly criticized by critics and bombed in the box office. Rumors of arguments on sets and unprofessionalism added to her reputation of being unreliable. For a star who at one time had commanded millions per film, this was quite a dramatic fall from grace. After a couple of turbulent years, Lindsay Lohan started putting her life together. She relocated in 2016 out of the country and into Dubai, away from Hollywood insanity. That was a turning point, and she started to focus on personal growth and new businesses. Lindsay even opened her beach club in Mykonos, for which there is even a reality TV show about it. Though her acting career has not fully recovered, Lindsay has since shown flashes of that resilience and determination that once made her a star. She had stepped away from the chaos of her old life, which let her start rewriting her story, putting her passions at the forefront and taking control. The life of Lindsay Lohan is an uncanny weave of victories and battles. From being acclaimed as a brilliant hood actress who held promises of limitless possibilities to facing years of criminal cases, addictions, and mediatization of private life. It's been some of the unceasing periods in one's life. The ability to rebuild better after that and other endeavors at better rebuilding of oneself points towards persisting with an urge to live unfettered by ghosts from her past. Lindsay is another example of pangs of celebrity status, their struggle to survival during the tender years of one's life. Undoubtedly, Lindsay's legacy connects to scandal, but also resoundingly speaks for resilience through reconstruction. Lindsay today makes everyone realize no amount of misfortune and failures can create obstruction in ways to positive improvement and redemption. Among all the scandal in Lindsay Lohan's life, her attempts at rebuilding prove that redemption is possible. She is a story of lessons learned hard, public scrutiny, and personal growth. Lindsay does seem to finally catch some serenity as she continues to pour her concentration into her businesses and private life away from the limelight. While the glory of her Hollywood career may never be fully restored, her story is not over yet. Lindsay Lohan will probably always be an icon of the highs and pitfalls of stardom, and her story shall continue to raise debates about the price of fame. In the end, Lindsay's determination to stand above her challenges proves it's never too late for a start. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more historical crime videos.